stranded. The growing catastrophe is the worst flooding in a century, triggers landslides, kills dozens, and forces tens of thousands from their homes. Tonight, at least 25 people are dead after the worst flooding in more than a century in Eastern Europe. Tens of thousands of people were forced from their homes after more than 4 months' worth of rain fell in just a single day. NBC's Duncan Golestani has the latest from London.
For thousands of people across Bosnia, this has become the only way to safety. From rooftops and balconies, young and old are pulled onto helicopters. There is a moment of relief before the next precious cargo arrives, a baby saved from the floodwater below. In neighbouring Serbia, entire towns are being evacuated, the water nearly reaching the tops of houses. Across the Balkans, rivers have burst their banks, unable to hold in the heavy rainfall. This man says a wave of water came like a tsunami, destroying everything. The floods have washed away roads and cut off power to hundreds of thousands of homes. But the biggest danger has been landslides, at least 300 in Bosnia alone. A catastrophe, this man says. He watched his home slide away. Now there is the risk of landmines being disturbed, a legacy of this country's painful past. Through the night, volunteers joined soldiers and firefighters trying to build up flood defences against the rising river levels. But it might not be enough. Surges of high water are expected to reach major rivers over the weekend, threatening yet more homes and lives. Duncan Golestani, NBC News, London.
Firstly, this issue of landmines potentially being swept away, that sounds extremely frightening. What's the latest on that?
So, can you hear me? This is a bit crowded here in Obrenovac, where I'm right now in Serbia, where are the lots of people evacuating from that part of town. As you said, the retreating of water is making a landslide, which is a huge problem, especially in Bosnia, as you said, because of the mines. What I have to do now is to be very careful and cautious about what was going on, because people don't know where are the mine fields, and they need all the experts and the help that is needed. For right now, we have to pray that the water level would not be much high, and all the civilians and the volunteers are making dams of sandbags and straighten them. But they say they are prepared, even if the new flood wave is going to rise. Becky.
All right. And as we speak, we are watching the very latest pictures coming in, the emergency services and just locals helping each other out as they try to escape that water. Thank you.
Tonight, there is unprecedented flooding in parts of Europe, specifically Bosnia, Croatia, and Serbia, where thousands of landslides have caused wide destruction and where dozens of people have died. We get the latest from NBC's Duncan Golestani.
It's a rescue as dangerous as it is daring. No safety rope, just one man scrambling onto a military helicopter, desperate to escape the floodwater. Across the Balkans, help comes by air and boat because roads have become rivers. A state of emergency has been declared, water stretching as far as the eye can see, trapping people in their homes. This has never happened before, he says. For those staying behind, much needed supplies, bread in a bucket. The woman asking rescuers to return when they can. It's not just people stranded here, animals too. Vast areas of farmland have been destroyed, crops ruined and animals lost when the river burst its banks. In Bosnia, more than 1 million people live in the flood zone. Roads, houses and entire villages have been lost to landslides. For the rescued, there is still uncertainty. I lost everything, this woman says. The home that I lived in, my house, everything is destroyed. Her home, like so many in Bosnia, had only recently been rebuilt after the country's devastating war. And now there is the risk of landmines being disturbed. More than 100,000 remain live and dangerous. Downriver in neighbouring Serbia, 24,000 people have been evacuated as water levels keep rising, now threatening the country's biggest power plant. The race is on to build up defences before another wave of destruction. Duncan Golostani, NBC News, London.